Welcome to another video. This is about this Marconiphone P17B Personal radio. According to the service sheet, it was manufactured starting in December, let me think, 1947. So let's say 1948 this model could have come from, and it's now 2025, so we're now talking here of a radio which is 77 years old. We pop the lid. It's a very basic radio. We only have volume control, the tuning control, and a lid switch, which is this one, which when the lid opens releases a switch and connects the low tension battery for the heaters or filaments and high tension for the valve anodes. It's very nice. It's 9¼ inches long, it's 5 inches wide, and the whole thing is about 2½ inches deep. Just shut the lid there, you open it again. The antenna for this is in the actual back here. If I remove 3 clips, there should be 5, but I'm 2 missing. The antenna and tune loop is here. You can see that in the lid. Contacts are by flexible bits of metal down into the base of the radio, and obviously with that the radio becomes a directional thing, so you have to turn it around to pick up the best signal. Put the lid back up and the clips on. I need to get something else to actually act as clips because these are getting quite loose. I'm 2 missing, and it does rattle a bit. Right, I'll open it up. Put it on its front, lift up and remove the back case. A bit fiddly, I must admit. See if I can get it done. Swap hands, it might be easier for me. Oh! Come on. Got it. Let's put my homemade battery back. So, not quite half of the insides is this homemade battery. If I just take the simple lid off it, it's got 8 PP3 batteries giving a nominal 67 volts, about 73 volts when it's brand new, and a D cell which is giving 1.5 volts for the 1.4 volt heaters, or filaments. Must call them filaments in these things because they're not heaters, they are filaments. If I take this screw off, and again unclip this, there we go, we actually see the radio units itself. Looking at the back, that's the volume control. This is the tuning control. It's directly onto the capacitor, so it's quite rapid tuning. There's no fine tuning aids or anything else like that, so it does get a little bit awkward sometimes. This has had all the paper capacitors replaced by typical foil type caps. 2 electrolytics replaced, which are underneath here, This tuning slug has been replaced because that had seized up inside the radio, and one of the valves replaced. It had gone low emission. Wasn't helped by the fact it's all black wiring. Everything is black wiring. But what we can see on this side is those two metal strips that connect to the antenna, and basically as you hinge this back, these just pull back into the upper part of the case and come back in when you shut the lid. They're just held in place by this Bakelite paper infused cover. That's how it's been described. The back of the radio itself has a few details. Marconiphone Personal receiver, model P17B. Receiver is for operation on a Marconiphone battery type B114 or its equivalent, and it's got some blurb here about batteries and valves and a bit of a warning. It's how to fit things, and a few little scribbles from previous owners. Right, just give me a second, I shall put this back together. Okay, the radio is back together. This one had suffered from a burn. There was an actual hole in the top of the case here, either by something hot, well, something hot has obviously been on top of the case. Could range from anything from a soldering iron, poker to cigarette burns, who knows. Let's open the lid again and just pick up a few stations to show it working. There's not much on the medium wave bands nowadays in the UK. Everything seems to be shutting down and going to DAB or stuff like that. Online services, but we should still have a few stations around. Fairly weak station, that must be a distance away.
Like he started where he left off 6 years ago. He's just playing the perfect golf, hitting the shots that he needs to hit, giving himself those chances, and the crowd are going along with him, aren't they? Every time he hits a shot.
5 Live.
He's walking to the green, they're clapping him onto the green. It's just fantastic atmosphere out here right now.
That's Leica Radio, which is an Asian station from Manchester.
Spent most of the last 7 years bashing Brits about, really, but only one stoppage in the past 4.5 years.
That will be 5 Live.
Against Dubois in the first fight. Dubois, only one of his 22 wins has been on points. Now, we spoke to Fraser Clark yesterday, who said something similar actually to what Derek.
Doesn't do bad for a 77-year-old radio. The output is only, if 100 milliwatts, if that. But it's quite enough for a personal radio.
Really well on the fairway, they're taking their second shots. Now there's been just a little bit of noise around them, hasn't there been? Absolutely.
I have picked up in the evening on the radio some French and some Spanish stations coming through, but quite weak. But it's a shame that the actual medium wave frequencies are being shut down in the UK, and probably about time I actually built a little very low power transmitter just for home use, so I can actually play music through these type of things. I must admit to being looking for one of these radios for quite some time. This one came from eBay at around about £10 plus a bit of postage. It's taken a few days to actually get up and running, as parts needed to arrive, but very pleased with it. It's probably one of the last radios of this type of thing I shall be collecting now. But there we go. the end of the show and tell. If anybody is into or wants to get into valve radio restoration, I really do recommend, of all the types you can get, doing the battery portables. One, because they are safer, they don't run on mains power. You can use simple, as I've done, PP3 batteries to build up the high tension volts, and the 1.5 volt batteries for the filaments. All the circuits are virtually the same throughout the whole battery range. So very simple. Once you actually get to know one, you can virtually do them all. The hardest part becomes in finding which components are the faulty ones within the unit. Anyhow, thank you for having a watch, and hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next video.